Nintendo video games. They first arrived from Japan 3 years ago, and now millions of American kids are hooked, mesmerized. When they do stop to talk, it's in a language only they understand. Well, John Stossel went out to discover the secret of Nintendo's success.
And also there's this part where you can't go anywhere except for fall down a pit, but you pick up this thing and then this rocket appears out of nowhere and it flies to another board. It's weird.
And it's a big improvement over the first video games, like Atari's Pong and Space Invaders, because today's computer chips are better.
Hey guys, hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, caved in, and I'll sort of speak, sort of. The stream should last around till 11 at night. Then I'll cut it off because it's gonna get pretty late, or by then, and I have work tomorrow. But yeah. Oh, uh, well, John, because I've been working, but I did go to graduation. I saw you walk. I also was there and did walk on the stage. I have my diploma right next to me. But yeah, I, yeah, I kind of had to like low key ditch school um, to actually attend work. Uh, wow, really? Damn. Did I? I don't know if I saw Robert. I don't think I'm pretty sure I saw him. I'm sure. Yeah, it's Angel. He's playing GTA, and Steamroller is pretty well. Building a couple systems here and there. Working on one of their titles. Their title that is coming up is Deadwood: The Forgotten Curse. It's a pretty nice game. We're putting a lot of work into it. Uh, no no date yet, or I'm not allowed to really say any dates or anything. That's pretty much all I'm allowed to say because it's on my contract. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I could say. And yeah, you could try Deadwood, but um, I'm not sure they'll be able to. I don't think they have any demos out at the moment. Um, you can look up videos. We recently took a picture, Steamroller picture, just all of us. I think it's on their Twitter. Um, it's I'm there in the corner with the Deadpool shirt. Should be pretty easy to spot me.
I am on my way right now.
Deadwood, no. Deadwood is a full product. It's gonna be a full tower defense type game that will cost an upfront amount. There won't be any. It's just a story narrative game, so it's not really gonna have any monetization inside of it. You just pay for the game and that's it. That's pretty much everything that there is on those types of games. Uh, the current shipping date on 2016 was due to their Kickstarter campaign that they did. There was one and they got fully funded. Um, so yeah.
I'll be back. I'll go use the restroom.
That's mostly the reason why. I don't think I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that, but I don't know. We'll see. I've been putting a lot of hours into that game, and it's coming out pretty good. Yes, enough looking at the chat and not doing anything. Gotta get this done. Um, so right now, what I'm doing is just setting up the UI or how it will look like, and then I'm gonna get started on actually linking them in here and having the different options displayed and everything. Because I do have scriptable objects of the weapons. So here's one of the scriptable objects. So as you can see, it's just a bunch of variables, which is what the scriptable objects do. They just hold variables, and you can get them from through there. Yeah, I'll most likely message you sometime this week. Like I'd totally play League, but I'm still trash on it. Oh man. I'm sure I had. Okay, well, I have images for the different weapons, so we can display them as well.
Sam, I see you. Sam, don't you dare. You know what? I can do this.
Oh, no, I never switched to Unreal. This is Unity right now.
Don't do that, Sam. Don't get close.
I do know, I have C++ knowledge, which is the language used for Unreal Engine. And I've been practicing mostly on the side, on my own, just for different projects with a couple of industry friends. No, this is the professional version of Unity. Yeah, no. This version you pay for Unity. I pay for my version of Unity. Just so I won't have any little things that says oh, this was made in Unity, because a lot of those types of games get a lot of flack, and just like, yeah, you might want to do that. This game might be trash because it's made in Unity and all that.
Yeah.
So,
Why do you have to be afraid of fireworks? Or
but what they
lightning?
don't know
Talking to the
is
phone.
that games that are made with quality and care
What you say
end
about
up looking real good.
these
Like this right over here. Hold on. Let me just quickly change this to this setting.
kids?
There we go. Much better. Oh, go inside. Yeah, it's really bright. I might want to... Yeah, that's way too bright. I might want to change that. Oh boy, that's bright. Let's see. Alright. So Bloom usually does this, and it's... Oh god. Alright. Alright, this is just... Nice. Nice. Ah! Right here looks kind of like way too crispy. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Boop, boop. Alright, let's see this. It's kind of crazy how it looks. But yeah, we don't have any player or character as of yet. That's being currently done. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this with using the mouse. Alright, so there's not enough shining. Okay. Not enough shine. Right, 3, 4. Oh, I think this is a lot better. No, no. I mean, I'm using a mouse just to move this, okay? So, I mean... Alright, what the hell? Dirt. Interesting. Is this what you mean? Is this what you mean? Oh god. Alright, well, enough of this. Anti-flicker. Interesting. Okay. Oh god. Yeah. It's most likely due to the gravity. Now, I don't want to make it too quick, but I can tinker with it in a bit. Yeah, this is what I mean by anti-aliasing. So this thing up here, this thing is what causes most of the lag. Ambient bloom, screen space reflection, so you can sort of see people's or things of their thing, blah blah. All right. Ah, ah, ah. Also, it isn't a jump animation, by the way. Forgot to mention. It's so what I'm doing right now is through code. So what's happening, right, is that I'm using variables to multiply by the jump variable, okay? And then with the when it multiplies it, it gives it velocity. And using a rigid body, which acts like a gravity machine thing, it adds gravity to objects, so they can start and float down and all that, depending on if you get them high enough, like this. So rigid body, if you turn off gravity, as you can see, they'll stay floating. But if you turn on gravity, they'll float back down, or depending on how much their mass is. So usually with a higher mass, makes it kind of...
What the fuck is... I don't know what I'm hearing either.
Oop. Yeah. Now here's most of the player values and stuff. So you have some air control, ground check distance, all that. Jump force, which is 50 right now. Let me bump that up to 100.
There was like...
And as you can see, it's kind of okay-ish. Let's see if I jump. Okay, this is what happens. Let's see if something happens when I put it to 1000. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's great. I think 150 sounds good. No, that's kind of. Is this okay? Is this okay? I'm not sure. On YouTube, it's pretty bad streaming quality, so I'm not really sure if I have time right now to fix that. But I'm pretty sure next stream I can tinker with a lot of these settings. But yes. Okay, so let me write that down. Yeah. Because I want to be sure. Oh, fuck, I left my notebook in the car. Never mind. I guess I'll just make do with paper. Alright, well, okay. Alright, well, I don't want to get too distracted right now, but maybe just jump back into what I was gonna do. I'll save that. Alright, so what I was gonna do right now is create, most likely have a prefab.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, right now I don't have much for PC. So I don't have a checker that checks for if it's a PC version. I can also do that with, I can also check if it's if I'm in the engine as well. I can also do all those types of checks just to make sure that that I have the right platform, and I can disable the UI for the buttons after. But right now that's not priority. Right now is to get the new loadout working. So you can take this as you'd like. I don't know how you guys would like this. I don't know. But yes. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, nice. It scales perfectly. Okay. I have to do a lot of those tests just to make sure that it scales good. Excuse me. Alright. Let me open this back up. But yeah, I'm also planning on probably messing around with ProBuilder. That way I can have a new map going. Something probably to replace that one. And it can be a proper training map. A proper one this time. It'll have a lot of mixtures of just terrain, which I don't use quite a lot of, but because terrain isn't really good. I'm planning on adding a good amount of guns. I don't have a limit right now. Right now, what I'm planning on is just having one of each weapon. That way you can have a variety of pistols, AKs, or assault rifles, you know, SMGs, all those. Okay. Yeah. I'll be doing bug fixes tomorrow if I don't get this done. If I get this done today. If not, I'll be working on this tomorrow as well. I don't have much. I have pretty limited time when I get home, so I like to get into this. I like to get into the features first, get those working at a good state, and then eventually fix the bugs at least the day before, because before the update, which is Saturday, which I have all day for. So yeah. Yeah. But the image settings on the training map Those are already disabled, so don't worry. I did test it out. They do bump up the oh god. Wait a second. Did I leave the graphics on? Quality. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Ah, that's why it's so shiny. Jeez. Alright, we'll leave it up like that. Let's see. How much? How is this running? Let's see. Okay, so it's running at 32 frames per second. Okay, at 1,000 frames per second. Perfect. High. Okay, so high runs at 100 frames per second. Medium at 1,000. So you guys would probably benefit more at medium. Yeah, because at medium you still get 1,000 frames per second, equivalent to a phone. Equivalent to a phone from my machine. I think that would be around good 30 frames per second, but that's only speculation, and I could totally be wrong. But those are the stats for right now. I think, yeah. By the way, don't worry. By default, which are these green things up here. By default, the green things by default, that means that they're at that's where they're at. So right now, all graphics are super low. Whenever you start the game, so there shouldn't be any issues. On super low, I have about 1,000 frames, or almost 2,000 frames. Another issue that could be happening is that you have a different screen size, and that could be causing issues. Because right now, the whole game is currently running natively at 1920 by 1080. Now I could change that down, but that drastically makes the whole UI blurry and pretty messy. So you can change that at a later date. Oh, and also you can also have it in portrait, which is kind of neat. Like you can see this. You see this? This is good. Well, the scaling is good, but not the quality. But yes, I like my crispy 1080. Yeah. Right. Should really stop talking this much. Jesus. I talk too much. God. Alright, so thinking of adding an image. Oh, that crap, I added a text. Okay, so image, crap, image, come on. Image, alright, so I guess yeah, I might need new icon weapons, later date. But for now, oh god, that's way too zoomed in. Okay, so for now, I think I can deal with.
No, I got them all. Thank you, bro. Maybe again. I'm sorry, Google.
Alright. 75 is good. Let's see, what's in height for this? Width. Oh, okay. That's gonna be a hard to do. Get it nice and half. Is the music too high or no? Hope not. Boop. Okay, perfect. Ah! Alright, there we go. Ah, Jesus, that's overkill right there. Alright. Beautiful. Another image. Perfect.
Sam, you don't go. If he is right there, maybe you will.
Should each weapon have... Huh. Okay, so... Unbound geometry is pretty bad if you ever make games on Unity. Whenever you have text or image displaying. Okay. Alright, so this can go. I can remove this. Because I only care about the Rick.
Yeah. It should be next week.
Now this image, I can fidaddle.
It should be next week.
200.
They pushed
Nope.
it back. Yeah, they pushed it back.
25 by 75. 75. Okay. I accidentally deleted my number lock, or not deleted. What the hell? I hit non-lock. All right. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna add a grenade. That's a big fat grenade right there. Fat grenade. Granato. Oh, that's a bat. That's also a weapon. I want to preserve the aspect ratio. Oh, 125. And it's really blurry. Holy crap. Yeah, I might just get crispier images because these are very bad. Oh, nice. Hopefully you can enjoy the popcorn while you watch me complain about not having crispy icons. But yeah. Alright. I mean, I might want to change it anyways, just to default, because I have a good reason. Because in the scriptable object, I do have script object. I do have a space where you can use that. You can have your image displayed. shit. Alright, ah. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna put 15. Nope. I'm just gonna put 25. And I'm gonna take some away. Nope, nope, nope. I gotta put some back. Yep. Hey man, what's up? Glad you could join us. Alright, I might need to store this as a prefab. Prefabs are blue things, like this idle music, and it's one object that you keep forever. And you can modify it, and it'll modify outside of here. So you can modify it out here, but you'll actually have to apply the changes in order to for it to save. But it's more of a like database type of thing where you keep a database of an object, and then you can reuse it however many times you want, without having to create a new one, or having to have the same object but created in different scenes. And you can just derive from the same object, if you get what I'm saying. Heck. I'm gonna close this real quick before I Ay, ay, ay. Do I have prefabs? Alright, Trouble Nature Pack. Jesus. No. It's not loading. What am I doing? Where is the prefabs? Where do I? Oh, here they are. Here's where I store my prefabs. Alright, Game Manager, Score. Okay, this is just the game. In menu UI. Alright, bam. Alright, so as you can see, it turned blue. And that's what you call a prefab. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's blue. Ugh. Oh man. Content, why do you keep doing this? What the heck?
Is that a bounty I smell?
Alright, I see. Now I can delete this object now, since I don't need it anymore. It's already prefab. So later, if I need it back again, I can just paste it in there, which is pretty neat about prefabs. It saves everything, all the child objects and everything. And you wouldn't really have to worry about anything other than just calling the object and having it created. Oh. Okay, so now, right, so my first step currently is to get parents. Okay. Scroll rect. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. Because what I can do is do a public scroll. I don't know if scroll rect. Oh yes, it is a thing. Okay, so weapons not select, but okay. Now what I can do is just to see what it offers. So we can do weapon scroll view, right? And start in the start method, and then we can do dot, and it should give us all the things that it can do. So as you can see, it has deceleration rate, elasticity enabled, elasticity. Okay, yeah. Flexible height and width, and you can highlight over them, and it'll give you this brief description here. It currently says. Yeah, I get what you mean. That could be a thing. I do think that's pretty cool, but right now I don't think I have enough time to actually do that. Especially doing it in 3D space, because I would have to do a separate camera for that, and then have it derived from a 3D environment. This is a 3D environment, but I need a second camera to render on top of the dais to actually get it. But I can think of something and yeah, implement it. But yeah, I'm getting some values that I may need. As of right now, it doesn't look like anything useful, but I can use it as a parent. It does offer, I think, a transform. Yes, it does offer a transform, and then you can do you can find its parent, its own parent in the objects and such. But you can make that act as a parent for the different buttons and stuff being displayed.
Taking you into the water.
Alright, so goal is to have, let me open this real quick because I also want to add, wait, I already has a button. Now let me remove these because I don't need these. What I do need is, already has a button. Alright, perfect. Okay, makes it a lot easier. Okay, so let's see what I can do with this. Oh, right, I don't have Odin right now. Using the Odin Inspector. Okay, so Odin Inspector is a plugin that I use. What was I gonna? What do I call these? I forgot. Tab group. Yes, tab group, and then weapon types. Okay, so I'm thinking of making a general tool so I can identify each tab group the same. But for right now, this temporary string is fine. Is this too small, or can you guys see it now better? This is good. So you guys can kind of see it a lot better. I don't know. I guess this looks okay. It's just gonna be pretty zoomed in whenever we get serious. Alright, so let me Control B this. So Control Shift B, what it does is just builds it, and then it allows it to display here. Okay. So you can see I have a dictionary, weapon, and a button. Okay. So it gives you a list of weapons. Okay. Then I created a new empty. Right. So I can add a key. And that key can be currently it can be an AK. Right. Then I can add a button. Right. Where would the button be? Because... Alright, sweet. You can add different stuff to it. Instead of a button, I can get game object. Okay. And then with that game object, I can have this, this game, what is it? God damn it. Let me save this real quick, first off. Alright, sweet. So it doesn't serialize it. Good to know. Hopefully it does. I don't want to have to redo this every time I update it. Although, yeah, that's kind of how it is. I can drag it to prefab in here, and then voila. Oh wait, hold on, wrong one. Alright, voila. Then the can have, yeah, pretty much. I can add whatever. Could have an A1 and just drag this boy in and add, and there we go. Odin is pretty good for that, this type of stuff. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here chilling. Scooby in the gang. Alright, weapon placement parent. Yeah. Oh crap, I clicked on it. Alright, so I'm gonna drag this one in. That's a game object that you do want, because that has the placement of the weapon itself where I want it, and it has the logic for us to be able to drag it around and do its thing. Scroll rect is over here, so I can click on loadout and then drag this one in as well over here. Weapon passing will be null. Null basically means that there isn't a... Yeah, I do work as a dev. I'm a junior contract programmer at Steamworld Studios. Like I'm a full-time developer at Steamworld Studios. I can't specifically tell you what I do there, but I can just tell you that I do programming there, and that's what I mostly do every day. So every day, what you're seeing right now, me doing in this screen on this Twitch show, is what I do every day when I go to work. And I personally, I think it's pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I think it's pretty fun. At work, well, they wouldn't hire me if I was just gonna develop War in Arms over there. But what I do is I work on their game, and then when I get home, like right now, when I get home, and then I work on War in Arms, which is why it takes a little bit to actually get updates out in timely fashion.
Same. I like Wonder.
Cause I like high quality stuff. Okay, everybody likes high quality stuff, and I do put in the amount of time I do, because I want quality to come out. That's my bottom line when it comes to making games, is polish it and do the best I can, actually. And of course, recent events do not show that.
I've been listening.
But I promise you that I do have the best intentions when it comes to video game development. All right, man. Have a good one, John. Hey, John.
What?
John said, "Hey."
Oh, hello.
He said hello.
Yeah, but I need to sell cards now because I'm actually out of money. What? No. It actually doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah. I have no idea, but it does. I don't think it helps. But you're definitely not gonna be shot with a basic pistol. Okay? I'll be right there. Obviously. Invite me? Yeah.
Ah.
I'm fine. Oh. I am. What? I'm not even in what? Wait.
40%. All right. I should use game objects. Um, because what I want to do is weapon type and weapon text. They're both text objects because um, the two objects are text, that they have a text component on them. But the weapon damage, fire rate, and ammo, all three of them are game objects, and they also have sliders as well as text objects, which means I can use them as game objects, right? Then I can use local variables to manipulate the slider as well as the reload speed, text. So that's how you could do that. You can get the children, which is what usually you would do in these types of situations, really. Oh man, it's almost 11. But yes, so you would, I'd want to get the game objects for that. Although damage speed has a text component, but I'll ignore that. Alright, I might want to center these out. So 10, 60, and then this one's just 5 in general. 5 or 0. 0, yeah, 0 looks better. And then 0. 65? Yes, 65. Perfect. Alright. That's what I call perfection. Do you guys have any programming questions? Anything like that?
What about like Marty on
Alright, so let's see. Main goal right now is to.
Well, the rest is up to you guys.
Yeah, actually, I don't see why not, because you're just going to be using a 3D model in place, and it's not going to be a 2D rendered image, which games used to do, actually, just to save up memory. So you wouldn't be able to look at your own character, but you would be able to see other people's characters. In all cases, you really do want. Oh, okay. List of weapons. Possibly, yeah. Maybe. Um, the thing is, whenever it comes to exclusive stuff, um, I gotta make sure I find a good way to do it without people just, um,
Yep.
I don't know.
It probably depends on the sniper.
Yeah, it's just,
I do.
you just gotta find a way to actually do it with it, to give it to the right people. Because of course I can pull up the database, but although I could use a code, but then I would have to limit it. And if someone else uses it, uses a code or something, then it's kind of fucked. Because what you would usually want to do is automate processing. So you want to make it automatic, like what I'm doing right now with the loadout. Is it making it automatic? So you wouldn't have to. So I won't have to manually remake them and such. Alright, let's fucking do this. What I want to do at start is for each. Yep, as I said, I may need to start zooming it out because I gotta be able to see my variables and such from far away. Var, so we would use a local. In a local variable, you want to use an underscore at the start just so it can make it easier to read. But yeah. So right now you're just getting the what's did this script do? That gives you a summary of the script that you, or the variable that you gave, and then the local variable just gets that, and then you're able to modify each individual component. So for each, in the method for each, or the cycle through or for loop type hybrid, it just gets each object, and for each object it does the same sequence that you put in there. So yeah, that's how you use for each, and I think for each is quite the best method I've ever known, because it's just very efficient. Weapon attachments, yeah, that is a thing that I would want to add later on, but not as of now. Because attachments would be a pretty big role. Alright, so what I'm doing is an equal to value, so I can get the value, and then since it's a game object, I can get the components in children. Okay, and then in there I can get the button component, which is what each of these prefabs have. And then I can use this to actually be able to um, do a listener, per se. Um, so I can do this, that. I think it should have a listener. On click. Okay, so on click, then add listener. Alright, perfect. So then you get this. So what you want to do is you paste this in here. Then you grab this. So weapon passing, you would assign the current whichever one you clicked. Okay, so this should be the first steps into actually pulling this off. Alright. I think I do see a problem with this, but we can try it out and see if it works. Because I don't see it having I don't see it creating anything. List of weapons.
Oh hey, my page just went down. Oh, I shouldn't do that anymore. Oh nice. That's what I meant to do. I meant to shoot Sam. I meant to shoot Sam. That's one. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, you. What the fuck? Are you actually gonna do that, Sam? Sam, get the fuck back over here. That's my bike. Sam just took my bike. And got
Okay.
hit.
Sorry if I'm very quiet right now. I'm kind of thinking of how I'm gonna pass these values on, because I want to create a number of these. But do I want to do this on start? I should probably just want to create these first.
Do it. It's not. Okay. What about the helmet you're wearing?
Whenever you instantiate, you're creating a new object.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna have to get a night vision
And what I want to do is create that prefab, like have that prefab be placed. Which I don't think I need this. I can comment this out, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a for each this time. For each, and then instantiate.
I'm taking this car. I need to find myself a gun store. TJ, get it.
So get the values.
TJ, hurry, get it.
So I'm getting each value from the list. And I want to instantiate. Let's see. This. So I can instantiate the original game object, and let's see what happens. Alright. Yep. Because a lot of the programming is just trial and error. No, Unity. Unity I mostly use to build the game and to, yeah, basically you just put the game together in there, and you actually just create the graphics engine and all that. But for the GON models, those are created using Maya and as well as Blender. But newer gun models will be created. Nuke is currently handling that, so that's always fun. Yes, I've heard of Cinema 4D, and I don't. I guess it's good. It does its job well, but you kind of have to pay. You're like required to pay for their software. At least from the last time I've tried to use it. But yeah.
Oh my god.
I know the majority of reason, or the main reason why I know of Cinema 4D is because of all the templates people use. It's kind of bad. Yeah. Like those, yeah, those templates are really bad, and yeah.
Why did you buy a drive on lower?
Yeah.
TJ, I will. Get Sam's a bit.
Can I do this?
It should work. Shoot me. I mean, this is a normal t-shirt. Me first. Shoot me right in the heart. Hurry, we have a minute.
Oh, right. God damn it. Did I modify it? Yeah, I did. Okay. Could you please serialize?
So, 15, 14 shots.
Serialized behavior.
No, listen, it's because I'm a high level.
Just a heads up, my
Yes, you remember how the max health, when you go like
yeah, my mic is cutting off, so
max health 90 and shit like that. Yeah, but you're not that high above me. Actually, you are, but it doesn't go up above 100, so I should be able.
oh, nice.
Where armor? Where armor? It was 13 shots on me, right? 14 shots on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 13. That was 13 shots. You're gonna have to wait.
Right now I'm making sure that it's serializable, so whenever you serialize an object, it keeps all the variables that you have inside alive and well and not broken.
That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know, an op would be cool, just to have that one as the testing. And then the next one should be MP7, question mark.
Yeah.
And bam. Okay, those are my 2 tests.
But then I take 14 shots.
Then this might require me to
I took 14 shots.
have the panel as a prefab, unfortunately, but I hope not. Because that would be a pain in the butt, man. Oh, wait. Did you do it? Did you? I don't know if you did it. I really don't know if it did it. Oh, here we go. Hey, did it.
Like the stomach, right? Or towards the stomach. Come here then.
You see, as you can see, it created
Sam, come here.
the buttons. It's sort of creating a clone.
With this outfit.
Okay, so now what I do want
Also,
to
we're
do
not going up against players yet.
is
And I don't have
for
enough
each.
money to buy the suit.
So now that I have this, right?
Just take me to like the
I create a button.
right here. Take me over here.
Okay.
I have 13,000. That's it. Oh wait, I need clothes.
Once I instantiate and create the button,
What
I
do you mean?
think each button should.
Because I'm going over here.
Alright, so you do what I had here. So you do this, right? Because you want to create a quote unquote button. Actually, no. You want to create text. So text, because I'm already creating the button. I just need the text. Text. I grab this, bam. And then I don't need this. I just need the get component. Because this is already it already derives from values. There's a need to add the value in there. So I just get the game object that I created. Find in its children the text component, and then what I do, or what I could do, is have this text local variable dot text equal
Which one, man?
because that's what the majority of them would use. A lot of the game developers that I feel like they pretend to be game developers just to get in places and I guess be accepted somewhere.
Yeah, my pay's already down to like 4,000.
Now, like I get it. I don't really mind if they use templates. What I really do is just they're like, oh, I'm a game developer. I know. Hey, I'm a game developer. Like they're pretending to be someone, and I don't. I personally that I feel very offended over that. And I mean I shouldn't be, but it's pretty dumb. But yeah, I feel offended over that, and it's whatever. Like I don't care, but I also care at the same time. It's dumb. Because the thing is, okay, so whenever you get into a game, whenever you start making a game,
Yeah.
what you should be mostly focused on doing is creating a fun experience. Is to actually pull off what you didn't or wasn't able to. That's what I mostly look for in game developers.
Bro, what is that under?
And a lot of them don't do it. They don't put the time and effort, and what they try to do is hire as many people as possible, and then with the amount of people they try to hire, they try to outweigh it in a way where, oh yeah, fuck.
My controller's done.
Oh hey, it did it once. Alright, so it did do it once. That's good. Now it didn't do it twice, which kind of sucks. But it did do it once, so it does kind of work. Considering this only runs once, I guess that's pretty good. Alright, what if I add another third one? Let's see what happens. Let's add another item, so I'll put a UMP5 in there, and then I add this buttons display. Let's see if it displays 3. It does display 3. Awesome. Now let's see. Testing. Whoa. Yes. But I wish you guys could see this a lot better. Okay, so we're getting 3 objects, right? And then we're getting all of the text in there says testing, which is what we have here. So it confirms that this logic does work. Now what I would need to do is just highlight these, delete these, okay? And now that I know that I'm able to create these objects, what I do now is find the parent. yeah, it's this is exactly how I work and how I do things. So I'm telling you, it's pretty fun, but at the same time, it's kind of hard because sometimes you don't know if the code you're actually building works, which is why you kind of want to start small like this. You start small and then you start adding to it. Eventually, it'll get to a point where it does it itself, and then it's just you're set. You're done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so now instantiate does offer different arguments. So right now it's taking in one argument, and usually an argument is whatever you put inside of of a method. So instantiate, it's its own method, and it takes in right now a game object, which is the original. Now, if you put a semicolon in it, or a colon, yeah, you get transform parent. So with the, you can get the parent object that you want to pass your stuff. Okay, so what I have right now is weapon control view. Okay, so I copy this, and then over here I do paste dot transform dot actually, yeah, just transform. So transform is the position the current control view is at. Okay, and that way you can get you can create this object and then create it inside of this object right here. And with that, we should be able to just see 3 objects spawning, although they're going to be stacked on top of each other. So after I start it, what I'll be doing is making sure that whenever you create a new object, it adds like it stacks them on top of each other, but vertically instead of horizontally or on top of each other. Instead, it just is one goes, then the next one underneath, and then the next one underneath. So we can try that right now. Yes, and it works. Yes. As you can see, we have 3 objects ready. They all should have testing on their text object. So far 2 and 3. So perfect. As you can see, it's working and it's creating them. Now, instantiate does offer more. So I think another one is instantiate in world space. So in world space, it's just you're getting the world space. Alright, so what else can we get from a scroll view? So with scroll view, okay. Alright, so what do we want to do now?
I took 14 shots.
Well, question is, what are we gonna do now? Fuck. Alright, because you click on here, right? And you highlight. Okay. Go to definition. Right. So I can go to definition and then on there. On definition, it just looks for the object, I believe.
That's 14 shots.
Yes, or it goes to the script, original script, and then you can look at what they do. So right here, instantiate is done a whole bunch of times. Okay. So you can get the original, which is the game object original, game object. You can also get the position, so you can set a position or rotation, which is good. And what we want to get is the position. We want to set a position, and we also want to set a rotation. Now rotations are pretty easy. We just get the quaternion dot identity, and that sets it to its own default state. Okay.
Why is he in the ground?
Uh,
Why his feet are under the floor?
so since it sets it to its own default state, it doesn't set it to any, like it just has a one general thing.
Inside the floor.
I'm really bad at explaining, I'm sorry. But its state, so right now, what we can do is boom and boom, right? So then we get the position, and we can set the quaternion. So quaternion is pretty easy, I guess. You can set the entity, and then it just sets the original rotation that it has. So it'll just set it all to 0. It won't really change anything. But where we want our new logic is on vector. So on here, on here, vector 3,
Yeah.
and then what we want to do
What
is instead of doing this, we can do this. Okay, so we can set a new
I'm
vector 3,
breaking the door.
right? Then we can set 3. So z-axis,
Like,
I don't think
no,
we do
I'm actually
need to do anything. We can just
breaking
set that to
glass.
0, or yeah, 0. And then on the x-axis, we also can set that to 0. But on the y-axis, whenever we create a, whenever we instantiate, what do we want to do?
Yeah. Still shocking.
Okay, so whenever we instantiate, what we want to do is, right now we want to create a new, or vector 3, then local variable, we can call it indent,
You know what gun we should use?
and we can set that, actually you can just set that like this,
The Tommy gun.
and every time, we can move this all the way to the front, because what, when it comes to local variables,
Yeah, it's free.
we want to set in the front of everything,
It's always been there.
because that's when it's created. So whenever you have this green text in front of it, in general terms, this means that, oh, you're setting a local variable, and this is where the local variable is set, and like basically spawned. So we want to set this here, because if we set it behind it, so if we get indent behind it, it's gonna not recognize it. So it's gonna say, yeah, we cannot find it because it doesn't exist. Is basically what it's saying. But if you do it after, so you can set down, and then it'll register it, hey, this variable does exist. Now you can just set whatever you need to it. Okay. So I'm gonna move this back. I'm gonna push this forward a little bit so it can be a little bit more readable. Now, what I'm gonna do is do this. So I'm gonna paste it in, do dot y. So I want to get the y-axis. I think. Hold on. Can I just use its own local variable thing?
Yeah, I think it takes its own bullets. Yeah, it's in the SMG section. It has a, apparently it has a different, like, than the SMG. Yeah, it has its own ammo.
Alright, I guess. We could do this instead, because I don't want to set a new vector 3 twice. Instead, what we could do is dot y. No, okay, it's not gonna work. So it just gets this, and then we do dot y plus plus, maybe, and it increases it. Yeah, because whenever we do a plus plus operator, it should increase it or double it, most likely.
I need to
If not, then I guess, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if this works. If not, we'll have to try another solution. But I prefer this works.
Oh my god, Sam. Sam. Videos.
Alright,
I
so
mean, I can't even drive the cars.
alright, so start and then creates. Oh god.
Wow.
That's a long way to be, boys. Oh god.
How?
Okay. Yeah, they're interesting. Let's see if I just do this instead. So apparently it just creates them in the middle of nowhere. So I guess plus plus isn't really the best way to do it. Instead, what we could do.
I'm out of money. I actually have $1. I actually have $1. Buy a soda and I'll go broke.
Alright,
And to think that I had a mill yesterday.
okay.
A mill and 300,000 to be
Weird.
exact.
Setting it to very interesting location. I'll just do a blank new vector 3. Machine reading. I do kind of need that space, but because what we want to do is like, okay, so we're going to delete this and let's try this again. But bam. Okay, so it's a lot closer this time, but it's still in the middle of nowhere. And okay, so it's setting, I guess it's setting it, yeah, because whenever you get a new vector 3, you're setting it to the origin. What I can do is my back. Oh man, I should really use something for my back, man. Crap. Knock knock, is anyone there?
Yeah, right here.
Alright, let's try this again. Okay, so it just sets it there, again, automatically. But why? Well, of course not. It's not gonna do that. That's dumb. Huh. Okay, so my goal right now is to get this testing and start off all the way at the top. And I think I know exactly how to do that, but I may need to do some tinkering because I need to get it inside the contents, which I can already do. I just need to do change this to a game object, and then I'll do weapon content. Right. And then now I just do
You should let me
content.
be the one.
Should be the same thing. The only difference with it will be just, yeah, the only difference to it is just gonna be changing, instead of having this, as a parent, we're gonna have the content as a parent, and then you're gonna be able to create everything in there.
This is the one further away.
It'll spawn everything in there automatically, and we can try and see how we're gonna settle that. Because main goal is to set it all the way up top, and I think it already does that whenever you spawn it into a content. Or this is should. So I'm gonna delete these. Okay, I'm gonna go to loadout. I think it's ready. Oh, right. I gotta hit set this new one. Alright, perfect. So there shouldn't be any issues. Yep, perfect. Perfect spot. Only I may need to change this. Just only have the X axis.
DJ, what the hell are you talking about?
Okay.
I'll take it. Sam. I said Oh, you fucking cunt. You know what? Might as well blow it up now. I'm kidding. Let's go. Let's go, Ram Sam. Go Ram. Ram him, make him go faster. Full speed ahead. Wait.
Sorry, I'm just taking a bit to think. What the hell?
Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, what is this car? Solid, dude. You know, something that can at least withstand. Why am I inside here? I want to go out. I'm out of here. I said I'm out of here. Where are you going, Sam? You gotta become one of us. You gotta become one of us.
Because what I would want to do is center it, sort of.
stop.
Yeah, whenever we're trying to generate it on there like this, it's kind of tricky. Especially when you want to divide it and all that.
I'm not. I'm trying to get paid too. That's, you know what? That's the whole point of a clothing store. So you know what? Not even that.
Alright, let's see. Wait. So do you know this works?
Probably should have.
So if I did add a button type, value component, I can just do get component, not in children, but just get component in general, because you can get that objects, get a button list. The first step, well, I was hired as a web developer, so I had to develop their website, and I did quite good. I did the website is pretty well done. I really enjoyed it. I still have the source codes for it as well, so I still have them. Shit, I might still use them. But yeah, I started that, and then eventually I worked my way up. Yo, what's up? But yeah, eventually I worked my way up to actually getting control of Warren Arms because of the last management. The last team that, or saying quote unquote, the last team that I was actually working on it, they really didn't have a good idea of what they were doing. So I slowly took charge because I really did believe in this project, and I still do, because I'm still working on it, clearly. I still believe on this project. Which is why I put in a lot of time and effort, as well as money, because you can't really make a game without money. Or at least sinking some type of money into it. Because I did buy a website for it and everything, which I should probably update with the new website. But then again, I also want a forum page, and programming in PHP is kind of ass. But yes, why are you on there? Why are you doing this? Stop creating yourself on there. Oh, my neck. My neck. Alright, whenever I create the button, so new, crap, what the hell is that? New vector 3 dot, what do I put in the vector 3? on here because I'm not dealing with one of those. Okay. Forward. Okay, nice. Jesus, negative infinity. That's awful. 1. Positive. Okay. Right. Up. And I'm just gonna do up. I can also do okay. Alright, I might have to change this as well. Well, after that. Because I am doing the center of this. I'm getting the center of this little red thing over here, which is kind of weird. Or not really weird, because it's perfectly logical. It's just whenever you create stuff, you might have to do some different UI changes, which is the weird part. So you have to draw it from the top left corner. Let's see this. Let's see how this goes. Which one? The Google Play Store. If it's on the Google Play Store, you should be able to find it. It is published. If you need a link, that would be good. I can provide you with such a link. Alright, yep, yeah, 11:30 I should be going. Alright, let's test this out. Alright, so what it does now is just completely different. Holy crap. Alright, never mind. Let's not do vector 3 at all. Ah, crap. Instead, what we're gonna do is, Alright, on Discord there should be a link. If you're on our Discord, there should be a link in the Worn Arms channel or text channel. Should say .googleplay.com store/apps, all that. You can follow along through there. Alright, let's do this again. Let's see. Instead of just doing it through code, what we're gonna do is do this. Because we can. I swear. Alright, start.
Oh fuck.
Okay, where are you?
I opened the parachute.
Alright, so you're nowhere to be seen. Perfect. Oh, right. Right. Transform. Position. B. Right. delete these.
Well, I'm gonna start adding all the.
Don't tell me there was an error with this. Okay. Alright, awesome. Just a heads up, there is a major bug issue, so it's very noticeable, which should be fixed. I did take some time and fix that, but that will be coming out in the next update. So you'll still see you'll still be able to see a bug, but I don't have the bug anymore because I fixed it. Ah, why are you still doing that? Why is your default
What the
like
fuck?
this? Why isn't it like this? You see? Like seriously, man, come on. What's your default? Okay, I see. Uh Okay, so we can create these and then we can get this dot
It's really high.
transform dot position equals new vector 3 dot actually get these and then just do no, actually, okay. I know I said I was done with the vector 3, but I'm not, because I kind of want to get this done. Alright, so vector 3, then I am breaking a rule, actually. Wait, no, I'm not. Maybe. Okay. So instead of doing this, we do. Okay. Crap. Well. Well. Okay. Okay.
Oh my god, DJ. Oh my god, DJ.
Well, okay, so I'll need you. Yes, I am going to add different, like, of course, I'm gonna add different game modes and all that, that I think would be fun, and entertaining for people. Now, if you have suggestions on why you don't like certain features or things specific from those games that you don't want me to add, or give me a reason why in on the Discord. Like if you whatever you have about Bullet Force or cops or C cops, ops, whatever you have that you think you don't like on the game, whatever you don't like on their game about their game, just let me know. Let me know why you don't want it, why you think it's a bad idea to add it, and yeah, that's pretty much what I'm just asking. All right, so position. Okay, so I'm getting the create button. Okay. If you have any examples, please on send them to me. Like you can post them or wherever, really, on the Discord. Uh, if you want, you can post it on my media as well. Okay. Of course, I'm going to add something different. Every game has to have its niche or something that would attract players. And game modes are a big part of it. So, of course, I'm gonna add, typical generic stuff like team deathmatch, but if special, um, actually no, the only generic game mode I'll have is team deathmatch. One, my reasons are, my reasons go as follows. The first reason why I'm doing it that way.
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Okay. But I really do want to see some examples. Um, well, capture the flag is also kind of generic, but now okay. So because I don't want to share the type of game modes I'll be adding, just for reasons, obvious reasons, is because I don't want any competitors or people that want to compete against my game or War in Arms. They won't be able to implement it first, although I doubt it, but um, I still want to take those precautions. But I do have a couple game modes that I would want to try out and build. The biggest reason why I'm adding Team Deathmatch first is one, because I want to see how our multiplayer will handle itself and how it's gonna fully work. Um, I want to see how I should have our game modes set, and if they're if they should be game ob no, not game objects, scriptable objects, or if they should be their own separate things. Because I can build a more automated system. Voice chat. Okay, voice chat is a little bit too complicated, like because you have to encode the people's sound and then send it through a network. But I can say I could possibly make one. Okay, it's only a matter of time. Plus, I would need a good amount of resources to actually pull it off. And when I say resources, it's money and time. Because I need money to be able to pay for food, pay for a house or rent, whatever. Pay for my own things while I spend my time working on it. Also pay for my equipment, because if something fails or something happens, like last time, one of my battery or no my power supply broke. Buy the codes. No, I don't buy code. I make the code. And no, I don't think buying code is a very good idea, because over time, the code can get outdated with that software, and if you don't know how to program it, you can't update it. So you don't know how to update the code you have in your own game. and that could lead to some very major issues when trying to update it. Especially if the people behind the code that you bought them from, if they stop working on it, then you're kind of screwed. If something goes wrong and the engine updates and it changes it completely, where the old code is completely usable that you bought, unusable that you bought. So yeah, that's why I suggest just making your own by programming it yourself and going through that process to actually pulling it off and getting it working. Because once you make it work, uh, that's pretty much the end goal. It's just you get it working and that's it. I mean, what else can you do other than just I can't really tell you how they do it. All I know is that there is some type of encoding in the background, and you do have to send a lot of data through a server to actually put off and be able to hear another person. I also would need to do some research and development to actually know what I'm gonna do objectively. Oh, got 2 more minutes left. Well, let's see one more testing run and see what happens. Alright, bam. Whoa, what the hell? What if I do this? Will that do something? Instead of that, just and instead of normalized, I just do bam. Okay. And change this one to change this to middle or center it. Yeah. Ah, crap. Wrong button. Save it. Then hit the loadout. Start. Nice. It didn't do anything. It's because I'm gonna get my own position. I'm gonna just get my own position and see what happens. That's gonna be exception. Okay. Scum.
I'm back. Okay.
Okay.
What? What was that?
I mean, if you can show me, yeah, sure.
jump.
You should, yeah, she should send me an invite link if they have Discord server.
That's
If not, I'll just
one
search it up
card.
once I end this stream right now.
No. That was clearly you.
Oh, it's published. Okay, I see. Oh, I've seen this. I think this was in E3.
On me right now. 7,000. But I got paid like 5,000. Yeah. DJ, we should sell my cards. Not all of them. Like
Yeah, I did see. I already saw this. I saw it at E3. It's just, yeah, it's just, it, eh. Like the whole concept is basically the Hunger Games, but with like much more content in it. So you could get to, I guess, control vehicles and be able to play more competitively. It's yeah, it's just yeah, it's like DayZ, but in a game that if it was
Oh yeah, take another card. Yeah.
uh
I have a few cards in my thing right now. I gotta. I don't have a full stack yet. Yeah.
uh yeah, I see it. It's don't tag developers, please.
I didn't mean to
Just
make
tag
that
me.
fun, but okay.
Yeah, I see it. Interesting. Yeah, that's easy, dude. That's literally very easy to do.
Okay. I only had to pay the bunker staff, but I'm going to pay everything else soon. Shit. That's honestly not good. we're gonna have to keep it under that. See it? It's this way. Yeah. But it might be like the other one. Yeah.
Alright, well, I gotta go now.
What's up, son? It doesn't have a bump. Just like yeah. I know.
Alright, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sam spent all that time making soup. That. Oh yeah. Takes 2 shots. But the third one kills him. The third shot just it might depend on much. Like the marksman rifle might it might get him.
Alright. I'll see you guys probably next time. Have a good one, and peace.